Hello. 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 I don't really. I just can't sleep. It's late. I've already tried to make several videos. I don't know what I'm doing with these videos, you know? I just don't. I feel like I'm starting to almost back myself into a corner of just becoming another Myers-Briggs YouTube person talking about Myers-Briggs all the time. And look, I do, and I have found it very interesting, and I will keep talking about it. But I'm just feeling, this is a classic fucking. I think this is the reason why I feel sometimes hesitant to make videos on YouTube. To really make videos that I feel start to get a bit closer to who I am, or who I feel I am, whatever that is. It's more of just an energy I'm starting to feel now. I'm starting to let go of this whole concept of having this ultimate self. I realise why, learning more about functioning and everything, why I've had that surge, but I'm starting to let go of that now. It's the self that I've been trying to find is more about a form of expression that is just more closely aligned to a more unfiltered expression of introverted intuition. One that starts to almost bypass so much of the harmony-inducing behavioural patterns and characteristics that come through extroverted feeling, expression, physical expression, and speaking and stuff. And I feel that when I start to make videos and talk about certain things and keep talking about the same kind of things, I feel like I'm almost starting to trap myself in a form of expression, and almost a kind of creating a bit of a persona and a personality that is not in any way completely reflective of my potential expression through NI. And it's really hard to kind of explain that completely, because it can sound like I'm going crazy. Absolutely crazy, but it just sounds weird, man, because it's just feel like I can just almost just go off on just the most weirdest behavioural tangents of characteristics and stuff, but I don't do it because it looks crazy. But the repression of that also eventually starts to drive me crazy as well, because I start to feel completely trapped within this expressionless human being. I fucking hate society. I hate it. I wish people could be crazy and it was just okay. Having this, what am I trying to say? Having this attachment to this thing that you call a personality, it can be so restrictive. And MBTI has been on one hand so enlightening, and it really has, when I've found people who really understand it and can explain it in a way that resonates to me, really resonates to me. And I've discovered the people who are best at explaining MBTI are the people who don't take it seriously, yet also have the knowledge. So you know what they're talking about. You know what they're talking about, but they also realise that MBTI is ultimately all about interpretation. It's not a hard science. Some people talk about it as if it is a hard science. Maybe I've been guilty of that. But some people just reel off the cognitive function descriptions and they just leave it there. But how? That's not enough. The cognitive functions are vital, but how does that manifest in human expression and in the human condition? And even regardless, there is more. It can't completely encompass everything. That's what I find so beautiful about MBTI, is that it is such a great system of understanding huge aspects of yourself, and it comes so close to be able to explain the human condition and the vast array of personalities that exist in the human condition. But at the same time as becoming so close, there will always be things that seem to go against it, or there'll always be certain characteristics or certain behaviours or certain it's like it can't completely explain it. And that's what I love about the human condition, is it is such a fluid thing, and just when you think you've got a grasp on it, it changes, and it's like trying to hold a slippery fish in between your hands. You've got it, you've got it, you've got it, you've got the fish, you've got your dinner, and then it just slips out and it jumps back into the stream, and you've got to go and madly chase it again just to try and find it. You know, it's just what was I going on about? Oh, okay. Yeah, I was saying how, I mean, I've just been trying to make videos talking about certain things. I've just noticed that I get onto a certain thought stream and I start to try and talk about it, and then as I'm talking about it, my FE and my intuition is kind of tailoring my expression, so I'm kind of making it sound like I'm talking in a specific kind of way about this thing because I'm really invested in it or whatever. But in reality, I just want to be like everywhere. But not like Charles Manson, not quite like that. But in the only way I can explain this. See, this is why I'm afraid. I'm really afraid of my NI, because it is crazy. My NI is really powerful. It's really strong, and I've hit it my entire life. It's so intense, and if I start to try and open myself up, and like I say, if I try and part the waters of my FE expression to allow the dam that's holding my NI to kind of break forth, crazy stuff would happen. I would look like a madman. I would look completely insane. There's only one example, I think, on my YouTube channel where I get close to doing this, and I read an article about since doing that I was just like, that's exactly what I was doing. Now I understand why I do that sometimes. And it said about short-circuiting your FE, and how an INFJ can, if they really want to, if they will it enough, they can short-circuit their FE expression, and you start to see NI coming out. And I think I made some videos ages ago, before I even came across MBTI, about Facebook, and I think it's the second video about me being 5 months Facebook free. And if you watch just the introduction of that video, I just look crazy. You know, I'm just all over the place. I'm just doing just like messing around and being silly and being stupid and being playful and being a clown, basically. And people might watch that and think that I was doing it intentionally to, I don't know, to be a funny YouTuber or something. But the reason it looks so weird and out of control is that was me trying to break through the kind of this wading, this cloak of expression of FE, of being, oh, I'm so understanding of how to convey myself in a very precise manner, and so I can come across sounding like I'm really calm and I know what I'm talking about, or I can be really fun and try to engage my audience. And it was actually, I was just feeling really stifled by that and constrained by that, and I was just trying to break and snap out of it. And when I do that, it's just like this energy, suddenly I just have this energy that just works through me. And it tends to be, it's like, I don't know, a cosmic child. That's what it feels like. It feels like the cosmic child of the universe just wants to play. And it's just like, wow. Wow. But I can't be like that in this closed down, emotionally restricted, serious, real world, because it's considered crazy and weird. And so I'd keep it locked up. And I mean, I know I can't be like that all the time anyway. It would just drive me nuts. And there's been times when I have, allowed myself to be a bit more like that. Or has that? Maybe not. I tried to get into acting recently because I thought it would be the perfect outlet for it. But I found even acting was restrictive because I was restricted to having to memorize lines. I didn't want to memorize anyone's lines. I didn't want to memorize lines of characters. I wanted free reign, just to be free to interpret however I want. I knew a character would just arise and come up. But that's the problem, if you want to be an actor or study acting, go to acting school, you have to learn all the lines. You have to fucking have the direction and be told how you should behave and express and be when, I just want to, I don't need to be taught that. It's there. But I'm not exactly sure how it would come out. So it has to be tempered, and that's why it has to be tempered by FE. FE is how you temper it. But if it's really fucking strong, it's so hard to hold back. I mean, you can hold it back your whole life. I've been holding it back my whole life. But there's points where it just wants to... And that's why creative expression is so goddamn fucking important for INFJs. Forget about being Mr. or Mrs. Academia. It's alluring, I know it is, because we are kind of intellectuals as well, and we love that kind of thought, and we, it very much appeals to us. But what you really need is some goddamn expression in your life. It doesn't have to be being a crazy person. It could be anything, like writing, or making movies, or painting, or interpretive dance, or singing, anything. Being a fucking leader of the free world. Getting up on that pulpit and just speaking and allowing that thing to come alive and to work through you. Because that is who you are. You are the multifaceted. And if you don't allow that to play through you, you're just a husk. You're just a walking skeleton that is waiting to collapse into the grave. It's a wild ride. People are going to watch this and think I've gone insane, I've lost my mind, but this is the funny thing. This is me. This is much closer to being me than you've ever seen. And I think it's coming out because I'm just fucking tired. Like I said, I'm getting tired. So world weary of keeping all of this going. This kind of FE-ness up, because I have to do it every day. When I'm working, when I'm in the world, even around my own family, My own family will tell me to pack it in, to be quiet. Well, they did when I was younger anyway. Now they kind of got used to my craziness. Yeah, man. Or girl, or guys, or girls, or guys, or whatever. You're gonna die. I mean, this is the fucking thing, okay? You're going to die. I'm going to die. Everyone on this planet's going to die. In 100 years' time, maybe a little bit more, we're all going to be dead. Every single one of us. Doesn't care who gets fucking elected in whatever election. Doesn't care what happens here or there. We're all going to die. Doesn't care if you live to 99 or 89 or 102 or 65. You're going to die regardless. You know? Could get hit by a bus tomorrow, as they say all the time. Hit by, why is it always a bus? Why don't I get hit by a fucking scooter, or I don't know. I was trying to be funny and it didn't work. Fuck you, Anna, you gave up on me. But what I'm saying is you're gonna die, and there's nothing you can do about it. And yet we all live like we're gonna live forever. And we just keep waiting and waiting and waiting. And, oh, I'll start living tomorrow. I'll start living next week. Eventually I'll figure it out and it'll just be great. But until now, I'll just keep browsing the internet. I'll just keep working this job I hate. I'll just keep hanging around. I'll just blah blah. Blah blah blah. Fuck it. You're dead. You're already dead. And once you're gone, you can never come back out of the blue and into the black. Never, ever will you come back, regardless of if you believe in reincarnation, if you believe in heaven or hell, or that you believe that this is it and there's nothing else. Regardless of any of those beliefs, the fact remains that you shall never ever walk this earth as the exact person you are right now. Never, ever again. This is it. This is your stage. This is your opportunity. This is your time to experience what it could be like to live and burn the brightest you could ever burn. And fuck it to anyone who says not to, because they're going to be dead alongside you anyway. So why care? You know? Just live. People aren't scared of dying, they're scared of living. Because most people are dead already.